Am I the asshole for telling my sister that attending her play would be inappropriate? My sister is an aspiring actress and part of a theater group that performs some edgy, experimental plays. Many of those plays feature extensive nudity of the cast, including the one she's currently on. She offered a pair of tickets for the premiere to me and my husband, and I made an excuse that we couldn't attend that day. The truth is, the idea of my husband watching my sister, his Sil, naked on stage makes me and him uncomfortable. So when she kept offering us tickets for future performances, it came a point when I had to be honest, and I told her I think it's inappropriate for us to attend. She took it as if I was implying that her work is inappropriate. It took me a while to explain to her this is not what I meant. Even so, she says she's proud of the work she's doing and she wanted to share it with us because we mean a lot to her. Now I'm feeling like a huge Now you and your husband are allowed to feel like naked sister even as art is a boundary for you. Your sister is allowed to basically go, I'm proud of my art and I want to share it with you. Even though you would prefer to decline. It's okay to tell her I love and support you and this makes my husband and I uncomfortable, so we won't be attending. It wouldn't be inappropriate for you to go. You're just not comfortable doing so, which is totally fine. But how you've worded it does imply you think her job is inappropriate. Inappropriate? No, I don't think so. Uncomfortable for you and your husband? Yes. Seems like a miscommunication. Nah. Nah. I don't think it would be a good idea for me to see my Bill nude, and I don't think they'd care to see me naked either. Nah. Naked people isn't everyone's cup of tea. It is weird that your sister wouldn't understand that. I remember reading a story that Sydney Sweeney's whole family was at the premiere of that HBO show where she gets naked and has sex. I couldn't imagine seeing my sister in that type of situation. Not the asshole. Nah. Your sister is not enough for wanting to pursue a hobby, and inviting you to join in. You are not enough for feeling uncomfortable about watching a nude performance, and neither is your husband. Everyone saying you're the asshole is implying that you're declining the invite out of malice, which isn't the case. Or perhaps because of a fear of nudity. But just because nudity is natural, doesn't mean you have to enjoy it. Consent is a thing. Everyone saying not the asshole is implying that your sister is an R by definition. She's inviting you to a private, ticketed performance. She's not turning up to your family barbecue naked. I feel like you just worded that wrong, so very soft, you're the asshole. Instead of saying it's inappropriate, you could have just said it was uncomfortable for you and your husband to see her naked. To me, that gives it a less judgmental vibe and way more understandable. Nah. It's nice she wants you to come and it's fine you don't want to watch a show with nudity. Send some flowers on opening night. Not the asshole. Clumsily worded, but unless your sister is dense, I feel like she should understand why her family doesn't want to see her naked in any context. Sure, for her it's her art, the presence on stage and the lighting make a difference for her. But it's still seeing your relative naked. Everyone has different boundaries to nudity. Yes, I know it's not inherently sexual, I very much enjoy being nude, but nudists and artists tend to be respectful of others' boundaries too. Not the asshole, she might be fine with being naked on stage, but she shouldn't just expect you or your husband to want to see it. I'm a go not the asshole, but I understand some logic behind why some Redditors say you're the asshole, and it's mostly around how you worded it. But yeah, I wouldn't want to go see my Sil nude on stage. Nah, here. It looks like a communication issue to me. Maybe saying we don't feel comfortable seeing you naked would have been softer than saying it is inappropriate for us to attend. So, not a great way to express yourself, I guess. That being said, it's totally fair to not be comfortable with seeing your family members naked. Nah, it's a cultural thing. In my hometown nudity is very normal. We go to the sauna in winter and nude beaches in summer and all that with family and friends. So I wouldn't have a problem with the described situation. But I understand it can be for you. Not the asshole. It's very hard to separate art from artist in this situation. In an ideal world it would all be easy to handle and everyone would be in the same sphere of comfort level. But in reality, jumping from a typical job and life to people performing nude is jarring, especially a family member, whether that's philosophically or ethically ideal or not. And I don't think this implies you don't value her work or respect her as a performer. Not the asshole. You and your husband don't want to see your sister naked. Period. That's totally reasonable. I'm sure you don't want to see her pooping or having sex either. Not the asshole. I personally think an upfront explanation as to why you weren't wanting to attend would have been more productive so as to quell the continued anticipation of your possible attendance. I understand your hesitation. I don't doubt that you support your sister and her endeavors, but you can offer support and still maintain a healthy boundary, which I believe this is. While I maintain the human form is beautiful, and nudity is normal, I think anyone would be uncomfortable in this situation. Nah, have you considered going to see your sister perform without your husband? Would you be comfortable with that? Sounds like she's looking for your support and acceptance. I highly doubt she cares as much about your husband attending compared to you attending. I mean, I can see why a big part of the answers are AITA, but personally my vote is not A. While you could have worded yourself better, which is where the aholery can come in for most people, you and your husband clearly have a boundary with what you two find comfortable and not is reasonable, and quite frankly I'd feel embarrassed going to the show if I knew a family member would be nude for the majority of the play. Some people just don't want to see close family members nude in a public-like setting. Nth. Personally, I'd never invite my brother-in-laws to see me naked in any context outside of life-saving measures. You tried to decline politely and she kept pushing. I don't know why everyone is getting on you about using the word inappropriate. The reason it feels uncomfortable for you is because you feel it's an inappropriate situation. You can still support her without your husband seeing how she has groomed her pubic hair. Not the asshole. I also would not want to watch my sister perform nude. Nah. The wording inappropriate is too judgmental though, just tell her you're not comfortable. Nope. Who wants to see their sister naked? Yuck. Nah. There are just some people you don't need to see naked. Close family-in-laws is on that list. Not the asshole. I wouldn't want to be that situation either. I would tell her if there are future plays where she's not nude, we would go. Not the asshole. If she keeps bothering you, try to say something like this: I'm happy that your work is making you happy. I have no problem with what you are doing. This nothing to do with you or your work, we just feel uncomfortable seeing you naked. Nah. Simple miscommunication and your sister's hobby not meshing with what you and your husband are comfortable around. These things happen. Not the asshole. I say this as someone who loves theater and is actively involved in it. Not all shows are for everyone. If someone doesn't want to go because of the subject matter or really any other reason, they shouldn't be expected to go. If seeing other people nude on stage makes you uncomfortable, you are under no obligation to go to see that show. Support her in other ways, but also respect your own boundaries. These comments are hilarious. You people love to nitpick. Or it's the way she said inappropriate instead of coddling her clearly very smart sister who's offering show tickets to her sister and bill where she's featured butt-ass naked. Be serious. Y'all are insufferable. You did nothing wrong. I'd even go as far as saying not the asshole, because why would anyone with common sense invite their freaking bill to see them naked? It's ridiculous and annoying to assume that she just had no idea and was clueless about how it could make another person feel. Not the asshole. Edit grammar and spelling. Nah, but you worded your response really poorly. If you'd have chosen uncomfortable over inappropriate, she'd have probably got the message that you aren't shitting on her work or her passion, you just don't want to see her naked. Sometimes, brutal honesty is the way to go. Nice play, I'm not coming to the others cause I don't wanna see you naked again.